Everybody cool? Okay. Look, let's go over that's the first concept, mastermind. Which I understand this is not a group, it's a mastermind. You're actually connecting with power. That's the reason that you're here. You want to access the power of the collective group that you're a part of. Every successful person has had a mastermind. Now, here's what he said. He said he studied all of these successful people, right? Now, 500 was the number that he studied. He said he studied in the book. This is what he said. He said he can count on two hands with multiple fingers to spare how many people actually understood that they were applying this principle. Think about this. These people didn't even know they were doing a system. It was happening automatically because they were in a certain vibration. And I'm going to show you how to get in that vibration. You will automatically do the correct things because you are the law of success. I want you to write, if you write anything down, write this down. I am the law of success. You are actually a law. You are actually a law. You are a law of success, the law of success. It's inevitable. This is why people can succeed and have no idea how they did it. Have y'all noticed that people who succeed have no idea how they did it? They'll tell you the how to's, but when you go try to do the how to's, like, it's not working. I'm doing what you said, but it's not working. Have y'all ever noticed that? They have no idea why they're successful. Prime example, Alex Hormozy has $100 million huge, he got a huge business, right? Alex Hormozy will, if you listen to Alex Hormozy, this is a big business guy. If you don't know who he is, big business guy on YouTube. He invests in companies, he made acquisition.com, etc. Okay. He will just tell you a list of how-tos. He'll just tell you hows. A bunch of them. And you're like, those hows he believes, because this is what he really does believe it. He believes that that's what made him successful. We're going to be breaking myths today. We're going to be busting myths, okay? So that was just an introduction. I want to make sure you know that. So also, when it comes to this information, the reason that you haven't heard this information before is because there is a small group of people. It's an elite class of people who do not want you to understand this. They don't want you to know yourself. Why? Because you not knowing yourself drives industry. When you don't know yourself, you buy things unconsciously because they put you in a hypnotic rhythm to buy it and to continue to buy and to continue to do things you don't want to do, but think you have to. It's intentional. So, right today, we're going to be, this 30 days, we're going to be breaking the spell. We're going to be breaking the spell. And some of y'all are already out of the spell for a long way of the way, but you can go to a completely different level. That's the whole point of this next level. It's not, you should not feel comfortable at any point during this 30 days. If you feel comfortable, you're in your head. And you keeping the distance from it. Like, okay, interesting. This information, it ain't interesting. You need to embody it until you physically in your body get uncomfortable. Because that means you're growing. That's what's going to happen. Okay? So, now, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. The first concept is I want y'all to understand that there is an opponent in your mind, but I'm going to tell you this is how it works. So, electricity flows through a light bulb. The filament in the light bulb is what glows. You are like this light bulb. Here's what you're trying to do. This is what you're trying to do. This is what you're going to do the entire time. Now, what most people don't know, this flow of electricity that comes down into the light bulb goes through the filament. The filament resists the flow of electrons through the filament. It resists. As it resists, the light bulb glows. Okay? Let me say it again. Light is coming in. Power is coming in. There's a filament, and that filament resists the flow of electrons. How much the filament can resist determines how bright it can glow. Now, what's the point of this? Why am I saying this? What this flow of electricity is, it is similar to everything you want, your desires, the things you want and needy for. It's two intelligences that we're working with, okay? It's called the desire to receive for the self alone. And the other side is the desire to receive to share. Now, this is the two intelligences you are working with. The desire to receive for the self alone. Here's the equivalent to the light bulb. Electricity moves into the light bulb, and guess what happens to the filament? The filament accepts all of it with no restriction. Have you ever seen a light blow? The fuse blows. Have you ever seen that? That's exactly what happens when you let light in, when you let all of the desires of yourself alone in with no restriction. You blow a fuse. This is why if you ever took drugs of any kind, you have a high and then it's a down, it's a low, it's gone. And it actually creates more chaos in your life. If you ever just indulge whatever craving you had at that time, at the moment, the addiction that you had in the moment, there's a high and there's a crash. The light is stolen from you and used to create chaos in your life. This is the fourth of the desire to receive for the self alone. The opponent in your mind wants you to accept all the light at once with no restriction. So when y'all looked at your south nodes, remember we talked about the south node, and you was like, damn, I do this. Right? You looked at yourself and you saw that you did that. That is what you need to restrict. It is that area, that's where you want to receive for yourself alone. And the opponent is so intelligent. It wants you to believe that it doesn't even exist. But it does. And what it's doing is making you indulge the desire to receive for yourself alone. So for some of y'all, that is being eccentric and doing everything at once. Okay, that feels good to you, but it's not what you're supposed to do. For some of y'all, that is, I'm focusing so much on the details. I like to zoom in. I like to get all of the details and the specifics. But really, you need to be zooming out. You in that habit. For some of y'all is, I'm good at the business. I can put businesses together. I can climb the ladder. I could climb this ladder. I could do what I want to do. I do that easily. But you're neglecting the home life. You don't realize that you actually want a family and to connect with people who are close to you. And that's where the joy is in life. And it's split for other people. You want to be connected and have so much connection with family, but really you're supposed to be out there doing business. You see, the desire to receive for the self alone is incredible at tricking you. So this entire time, this is what you do. You have to shift focus, and this is what we're going to teach you to do, from the desire to receive for the self alone to the desire to share. How do you do that? Restrict. Anytime that you want to just indulge this habit to keep doing the same thing, but now you know because you see yourself know, you already answered the questions. Every time that you want to just keep doing the same thing, stop yourself and go, hold on. I don't need that. It's not that you won't do it, but you say, I don't need it. All I want is the light. That's it. All I want is the power directly from my source, from my soul. That's it. I don't need it. The equivalent of this is if you got a business, right? It's hard to do if you got a business. Somebody come up to you, they want to buy thousands of dollars of profit from you. They're going to give you thousands of dollars of profit. They want to buy something from you. They're like, I want to buy everything you got. You got to say, in your spirit, in yourself, you got to go, I hope they don't get it if they don't need it. I hope they walk away. I don't want them to get it if they don't need it. And I gotta assess if they need it or not. Let me talk to you. Let me ask you a few more questions. Let me see. You gotta actually deny it. I don't need it. I get the energy directly from the light. If this person buys or not, I don't care. I actually don't want you to buy if it's not for you. I got all I need with the light. That's first, and then you can talk to them. But you gotta pause. You have to pause and say, okay, I don't need it. You understand? Same way if you feel a lack. Say, I need money. I need to pay these bills. I got bills to pay. I got bills to pay. I got bills to pay. I can't do this unrealistic stuff. Pause. I don't need anything. I got everything I need. Everything is taken care of. I just want the light. The light to take care of everything. I know that. And then decide on if you're going to do it or not. Decide on if you're going to start the business. Decide on if you're going to get the job. Decide after that. But you don't do it like this and have a fuse blow. Because that's going to take all of the light and bring it back to create chaos in your life. Here's what you do when you restrict. When you restrict that instant gratification, that instant desire, when you restrict that, what you do is you actually let light in to become everlasting. It lasts forever. It continues to increase. That's what happens when you restrict. You're going to be restricted a lot during this whole time. You're going to be restricting a lot. Is everybody clear on that concept? Everybody clear on that concept? Any questions about that? Is questions? You got them?
No, I'm saying let them know.
Oh, okay. Put questions in the chat. Alicia say put questions in the chat if you got questions. Okay? Now, this is the last concept. Everybody understand this. I hope you're clear on this. This is what you're doing the entire time. Every time somebody get on your nerves and they annoying you, that's an opportunity. Pause. You got to know three things. Number one, this is from the creator. Whatever you believe the creator to be. Number one, this is from the creator. Okay. Number two, it's good. That's number two. It's good. This is good. I just lost thousands of dollars. Somehow you got to go, okay, this is from the creator. And it's good. You got to say, somehow you got to come up with that. I just argued with Alicia. Oh my God, this is good. It's good. And it's from the creator, actually, and it's good. We do this too, by the way. Alicia actually a master at it. So she called it a tip. When we got in arguments, I called them arguments, which made it way worse. Alicia say, it's a tip. It's just a tip. I'm like, you're so excellent at this. You make it so easy. She make it so easy. Okay, so she say it's a tip. I'm like, yeah, it's a tip. We got it a tip. I'm over here pissed though. I'm fuming. I'm just mad. Okay, that's all I am. I'm pissed. At the same time, every single time we have one of the situations, we back up. Maybe I got to go on a walk or something, get out of the house. We come back, we're like, we don't want to argue, we want to be in love. We overcame our egos. We both got huge egos. So we both overcame our egos. Say we want to be in love. Guess what happened after that every single time? We would have an increase of some kind. It would be an increase in the business, increase in our love, our connection, our understanding, our communication, every single time. I'm not saying sometimes. Every time we would have an increase. It's the same with you. If you got a coworker that is annoying, I'm talking annoying you. If you got a coworker that's annoying you or a boss that's annoying you, they are the opportunity you've been asking for. See, this is what people don't know. You have opportunity to let in the light. That's what you're asking for. By the way, the light cannot give anything that you don't ask for. How do you ask? You ask, the way that you ask is by wanting it. You have to desire it. So in order to desire it, you have to get an unfavorable circumstance. When you don't have any money, or you don't have the money that you need to do the business, or you don't have the money that you need to do whatever you want, whatever the issue is, when you don't have it, don't you want more money at that point? In that second that you don't have it, don't you want more right there? Yeah, I want more money. Okay, good. But then stop. I don't need it. I don't need it. This is good. It's from the creator. It's good. Here's the third thing. It's showing me what to change about myself. Write this down. This is what you're going to be doing all 30 days. It's from the creator. It's good. And it's showing me what to change about myself. Did I say change about everybody else? Change about the world? Change about the ex? Change about... I didn't say change anything else except who. Got to remember this. It is specifically to change yourself. Now, if you're already in the habit of doing this, guess what you need to do? You need to go a layer deeper. If you're already good at catching your ego, it's time to go a layer deeper. You're not doing it intensely enough. You're not looking for opportunities. You're not paying close enough attention. It's all about going a layer deeper. So the goal is to let in the light. The light, imagine that the light has everything you need. It has money, it has the relationship, it has health, it has wealth, it got freedom, all included. All you got to do is when the opportunity comes, restrict. This filament, how much it can restrict determines how high it can glow. You are the filament. You are the filament. Now, watch this. As soon as you're tired of restricting, like, I'm tired of being the giver. I give to everybody. I'm tired. As soon as you feel like that, here you go. Boom. Fuse is about to blow. And it's a time lag. 3 months to 6 months later, something's about to happen. When it does happen, don't be confused. It was because you didn't restrict. You indulged the emotion. You indulged it completely with no restriction. Restriction does not mean suppression. Restriction means I'm recognizing that there's an opponent in my head trying to make me reactive out of lack and instant gratification. That's what I realized. I'm not going to do that. That's what restriction is. And you say, I don't need it. Even though everything in your body is saying that you need it, you have to say, I don't need it. Here another example, okay? This is where I'm telling you, Divine sent me on the path to learn this stuff. I didn't know why. Now I'm a guy who I do sales, I do business, I used to love it. But I got sent on this path to learn these miraculous ways because I had to immerse the two, and I'm about to teach you this. So I remember when I didn't have rent. I had just had a baby, didn't have rent. Okay, I'm in an apartment. I go to him like, look, don't have a rent. 1 month go by, don't have a rent. 2 months go by, don't have a rent. I'm like, damn, I got to do something. I'm making money, but the money's not enough to cover everything. 3rd month go by, don't have a rent. I'm like, first of all, I don't know nobody who do 3 months with where I don't pay the rent, and then I'm still here. Y'all, I promise you, I was applying this. I'm like, I know it's good, it's good, it's good. Everything work out for my favor. Everything work out. This is what I always say to myself. I'm in my head. Oh, nah, that's good. This is good. I'm totally delusional to everybody around me. My ex at the time was like, you're stupid. You're so stupid. I'm like, yeah, it's working. It's working. I had to just believe in my own mind, okay? Look, y'all, 10 months go by. I don't have any rent. 10 months go. Listen to what I'm saying. 10 months go by. I don't have rent. I don't know a world where 10 months goes by where I don't pay rent, where I'm still in a place. Next thing you know, somebody talk about a program. I log in, get into the program. Lady say, we ran out of funding for the program, but I'm going to find something for you. Boom, next thing you know, 10 months of my rent paid. I paid the last month. No eviction, no nothing. What's the lesson? The point is, I restricted the need for money. I never put a time frame on my goal. I just trust the light. I know it's working. This is what you got to learn. You got to learn this. You got to learn radical faith. It's crazy. Other people may seem crazy to everybody else, but it's the way you cut into your soul. Your soul wants you to do this. You actually can't succeed with your soul path unless you get crazy like that. you have to restrict every desire to receive money. I need money now. I got a kid and I need money for my rent. I need it now. No, I don't need no spiritual stuff. Don't give me none of that. I need this now. That's what that was screaming in me. But I had to reverse the idea. Are y'all understanding this? Y'all getting this? This is how you have to think. This is how you have to think. It's the same way with business. It's the same way with relationships. It's the same way with health. You literally have to see past the physical circumstance and have absolute certainty. We're going to show you how to do that. Kobe, you experienced something like this?
Yeah, something kind of similar.
You want to share? Or
Yeah. So up until a few months ago, I was a marketing executive for a health like a wellness company.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, I kind of sensed some things coming down the pipeline and we're kind of gearing up and I ended up losing my job, right?
mm.
But at that time it was like that panic, like, what are we gonna do? We're gonna need
Mm-hmm.
money, we're gonna need, all these things, right? So at that time is when we launched our new software company. And
Mm.
there's, there's like that time in between where it's like, hey, the money from the old job ran out, and it's like, uh there are times where it's like what's gonna happen, or
Yeah.
we need groceries for the week or something, and
Yeah.
something's gonna pan out, like something's gonna come through, and it seems to always have like just the perfect timing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Every time.
Stay the course, like don't get desperate. Just yesterday, I didn't even tell you this, but like, because I get like you when I'm in that moment, I'm like, shit, like what am I gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to go get like a payday loan, or like
Mm-hmm.
go ask a friend for some money so we can get some groceries for the kids, and like literally received a payment,
Mm-hmm.
and just enough to cover at least what we needed. And what I realized in that moment is I'm like, um, man, like that's not gonna be the solution. And kind of what you're saying, like I literally have everything I need,
There we
right?
go.
On the street, we got a roof over our heads,
There we go.
and it's like, it will be provided for. Like it's
Every time.
happens every time. Just have that crazy faith, and I
It's
probably stress her
ridiculous.
out too. And I'm like it's gonna be okay. And it yeah, just
It ends
like,
up being all right.
yeah. Yeah, so that was kind of hitting home when you were saying that.
Yeah.
And
Thank you,
yeah,
Kobe.
it's crazy how
Thank
that happened.
Thank you for that. Y'all gonna be learning this. If y'all haven't heard the golden funnel, y'all gonna be learning. Thank you, Kobe. I appreciate you for that story. I want y'all to realize that this is a technology. That's what you're gonna learn through this whole process. This is not like wow, it's a miracle. No, you create these. There are very specific tests. They come with the same structure. They always want to make you panic and want to receive for the self alone. Here's the other thing: the more light that's trying to come in, the louder your opponent is in your head. Yeah. When you are about to get everything you want, the opponent is loudest. It's literally, it screams. It's trying to block it. It's like, no. It's trying to stop all the light, because if it can get you to react, it gets to steal the light and use it to create more chaos. That's his job. That's the game. This is a game, y'all. I want y'all to realize, if I get anything across to you, this is all a game. And this is the game. The game is, can I notice the opponent? And you think you can right now. It's easy when ain't nothing going on. As soon as something hits you, it's like you remember the Mr. Krabs meme where he was just like where he was like in the daze. That's literally what happens. Okay, you in the daze, you have no idea what's going on. That's when you have to restrict and say, okay, I have no idea what's going on. It looks like I need something. I don't need anything. I just need the light. Why is this happening? The real reason it's happening, I'm gonna tell you why. The light actually wants to give you everything that you're asking for. But in order to give, you have to desire it at the strongest point. And when you desire it at the strongest point and you restrict, the light filament it glows. It allows you to glow. That's the point. It's a system. You have to do your part though. Okay? Everybody clear on that? How much time we in?
We're at 8:51.
How many minutes?
What does that mean?
8:51. How many hours? How many minutes we've been going so far? Okay. I see it. All right. So I got a little bit of time. So I'm gonna do next thing I'm gonna do. We're gonna go over the 5 fundamentals. These 5 fundamentals, when you learn these, this is what you got to know like the back of your hand. So these are 5 fundamentals. If you know these, you know everything you need to know about the rest of the 30 days. You actually don't need to know anything else that I teach you if you know these 5 fundamentals. If you left the 30 days and the only thing you got was these 5 fundamentals, you would have more than what you paid for. And I'm not even exaggerating on this. This changed my life. It's changed my life. You have to know these like you know your name, though. If you don't take the time to know these like you know your name, if you're distracted and you're not really serious about taking the notes on this, if you jump in when you want to, jump out when you want to, if you're not focused, it's not going to work for you. You have to know these like you know your name. I mean, literally, if I say, what's your name? You don't go, Josh. That's not how you say your name. If somebody say, what's your name? You say, Josh. Because you know your name. You don't have to think about it. That's how well you need to know these 5. So let's go over them. Number 1 thing is you need to know. This is what my teacher taught me. He was a part of an elite secret society. He left it because they were parasitical, but he took all the information and wanted to give it to people because he said this changed people's lives and they're keeping it from them. This is the 5 things that they taught them. Number 1, you have to know who to listen to. Number 1, you have to know who to listen to. It's 2 factors on knowing who to listen to. Okay, 2 factors. Factor number 1, let's do A. People who have what you want and have been where you are. People who have what you want and have been where you are. That's who you listen to. That's the surface level. This is as surface as it gets. But this is where you have to begin. You have to start here. Because here's why. If you just try to step 2, let's go to step 2 and then we'll explain why this is the surface. The most important one, the one that's truly you need to listen to is B. You listen to your gut. That's it. That's it. That's it. Every one of y'all got into this boot camp because your gut. Nobody got in this boot camp because you thought about it and did all the analysis. You did not get into boot camp for that. You followed your gut. How do I know this? Because I don't teach nothing else. That's how I know. You can't get here unless you follow your gut. I don't do anything except the gut. So I know you got here from your gut. You're going to learn who to listen to a lot better over the next 30 days, which is yourself. You're not listening to me. It might look like I'm talking a lot. It's irrelevant. You listen to yourself. Everything that you think about what I say, write it down because that's what you're supposed to be doing, not what I'm saying. What I say is irrelevant. I'm transferring energy, yeah, but it's irrelevant. It's about what you think about what I say and what you feel from what's being said. So I think I need to. You're gonna get some ideas. Like I think I need to go start the damn business. You're gonna get some ideas. They're gonna pop through in your head, and you're gonna know what to do. It's gonna be crystal clear. Why? Because I don't think of anything except my gut. I have no capability of processing my own life through my head. I don't even have the capability. Alicia, do I? I'm just here to tell you, okay? All we're doing is gut moves. And they're working.
Oh, it's so fun.
I have no, look, y'all, I'm telling you, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Most of the time.
So your gut self.
Don't care. Because my gut knows everything. It just tells me what I'm doing next week. And I go forward as far as I can see. And when I get there, I'm going to see further. I don't need to know where I'm going. I know what I feel. I know what I want. And I'm just going to go as far as I can see in the fog. You know how fog is? Like driving on the highway, the whole thing foggy. All I need to do is see the next exit sign. I don't need to see the whole highway. I just need to get to the next exit. This is what you learn. So this is the first one. Know who to listen to. Need to know both of these. So A and B. Y'all going to be tested on this. I'm going to be calling y'all out. All 30 days. I'm going to be calling y'all out. All right? A and B. People who have what you want and been where you are. Exactly that sentence. Don't add anything to it. Okay? Number 2. Follow your gut. Okay. Next. Number 2. And for some of y'all, this might be review. It's good review. Every time you hear this, by the way, since you're a different person, you're going to hear different things. That's why you listen to it over and over and over again. Because when you come back to it, you're going to hear something different. Like, I didn't hear him say that the first time. Emily, you're probably experiencing that right now. Okay, let's go. Number 2. You got to know who to listen to. Number 2, you have to have a teachability. This is the hardest thing in the world to have. It's called a teachability index. It's the hardest. I teach students for years before they get past number 2. They still not teachable. They keep telling me everything they know. I got students who I literally have what they want as far as relationship and spirit and feeling good. And they feel bad all the time and they telling me what to do. They're telling me what they know. Please don't be that person, okay? Because teachability index, you have to have a 10. It's 10 times 10. It's 2 factors in teachability index. You need to have 100%. It needs to be 100. Now, here's the deal. You'll never always be at 100. You don't just get the teachability 100 and be like, yeah, I got it. As soon as you say you got it, your teachability is 0. Okay, you're going to find that out. First, number 10 is you have to be willing to learn in the first place. You know, the number 1 factor that shows me, this is going to be on the test. If you want to talk about the test, I don't even like school. But this is, you got to actually understand this, y'all. All right? Willing to learn. What's the factor on how you know if you're willing to learn? Number 1, what are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice your favorite things? Write that down. That's how you know if you're willing to learn. Are you willing to sacrifice your favorite things? Are you willing to sacrifice golf? Are you willing to sacrifice Netflix binging? Are you willing to sacrifice TikTok binging? Are you willing to sacrifice going out with your girls, your boys? Are you willing to sacrifice listening to music? Are you willing to sacrifice McDonald's? What are you willing to sacrifice? That's the question. You willing to sacrifice vaping, all of this, whatever it is, it doesn't even matter. Are you willing to sacrifice it? That's the first thing. Are you willing to give up your favorite thing? If you love spending time with your daughter, your kids, that's your favorite thing to do. Are you willing to sacrifice that time to go learn something that's going to help them long term? Very hard to do. If you like a person so much, you spend all your time with them. Are you willing to sacrifice time with them? Actually replace the time that you spend with them to go learn this over here for an hour, 2 hours. That shows you how teachable you are, or willing to learn you are, not teachable. Willing to learn, that's only a willing to learn. The second factor is how much money are you willing to pay? Okay, that's actually the biggest one. Because you know why? We work so hard for our money, and it's hard to restrict. We say, I don't want to pay that. That's what we think. I got bills to pay. Remember that? I got bills to pay. A lot of y'all actually restricted to pay this. Some of y'all didn't. It wasn't even that much. This is very underpriced. I'm telling you. This will never be this price again at this price. But some of y'all had to restrict to actually pay it. It may be a little bit. Actually, the truth is, if it would have been more expensive, y'all would have got more over the 30 days. Truthfully. That's the reality, because it's more light that gets let in. It's just a system. It's scientific. It's scientific. Well, if you would have paid more, you'd get more. But You restricted to do this. So it's what am I willing to sacrifice? Am I willing to sacrifice my favorite things? Number two, how much money am I willing to pay? If you're willing to trade money for wisdom, you're gonna win every time. If anybody read the Bible, you probably know that in Proverbs. If you're willing to change money for wisdom, you win every time. That's in all the holy books. Okay, next. Let's go next. The next one, 10 out of 10, willing to learn. 10 out of 10, willing to change. Are you willing to actually change? So y'all gonna learn a lot here, but after you learn, you gotta actually do it. This is the hardest part. Now, interesting thing about this. Imagine you 10 out of 10 willing to learn. You're willing to pay money. You're willing to sacrifice your favorite things. But after you learn it, you have a 0 willing to change. What's 10 times 0? You have a 0 teachability index. That's how important both factors are. You need 100. Okay, if you don't have a teachability index that's 10 out of 10, just get your teachability up. That's teachability, y'all. It's the hardest thing to learn. And a little tip. When you feel like you got it, as soon as you go, I got it, I get it. At that point, you know you're lowest on teachability because I can't teach you anything. Because you now know everything. So if I try to tell you something new, you now know it, so I can't teach you anything. Now your teachability 0. You are the most unwilling to learn after you got it. I got it. As soon as you go there, you are now at the lowest teachability. So when you get something, you got to go, okay, I'm getting it as far as I can, but I know it's probably a whole bunch I don't know, and I'm excited to learn what I don't know. You got to train yourself on that. You got to train yourself on that. That's how you keep yourself from your ego taking over, which is the opponent. The opponent loves to be right, by the way. It loves being right. It's like, oh, I just learned something. I'm about to go tell everybody else. That's what I like to do. So watch that. All right. Next. I can't spend a lot of time on this, but we're going to go over this in depth on another day. It's called the training balance scale. The training balance. Okay. Scale. I've been writing in cursive, y'all, so forgive me. I don't know what's going on with my print going on right now. Okay, training balance scale got 2 sides to it. One side is energy, and I'm going to put thought. It's thought and energy. The other side is actions. Now, I want y'all to unmute real quick and tell me, if you had to assign a percentage to how important actions are versus how important thoughts are and energy is, what would be your percentage of what's your percentage? Which one is most important? What's the percentage? Somebody unmute and tell me what percentage is thoughts and energy? What percentage is actions that's responsible for results in your life? Real, tangible, in your real life results. What y'all think?
90-10.
80-20.
80-20 where? Which way? You got to tell me which one.
Yeah, 80-20. That's 80. Actions 20.
Thoughts 80, actions 20. Okay, what else? What we got? That's a good one.
50-50.
50-50. Okay, 50-50.
I say 90-10.
Actions.
Candace said 95. 5 actions.
95 actions, 99-1. Okay. We got some 50-50s in here. Okay. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, this is the theory. Okay, this is the theory. The theory is if you're gonna do something and you're gonna get trained to do something. Let's say you're getting trained to sell, or you're trained in business, or you're trained in a relationship. Let's just do business, for example, because it's easier to understand. Let's say you're getting trained in business. The theory is you have to have an equal amount of thought training as you do physical action. You have to know the skills. Because what's over here, I'm going to show y'all. Actions are, you got skills. You got the calls that you make. You have a business plan that you make. Okay? This is you, if you got to knock doors, you got to knock the doors. This is you learning techniques. You have to know, you have to have skills, calls, business plans, knocking, techniques. Strategy. You have to strategize. That's actions. Over here, you got literally thoughts, intentions, feelings. Okay? You have desires. Okay? You have vibration. This is just a few things. The theory is you got to have 50-50. There's a deal. I'm saying the word theory on purpose. The theory is 50-50 because it's the lie that will keep you broke. If you listen to billionaires talk, it's not about money. It's not the point here. If you listen to billionaires talk, they almost always end up talking about energy. If you hear millionaires talk, they talk about actions. I want you to think about this. Thoughts and energy, this is actually the percentage that was taught to me, and it's true in my experience. That's probably more. 99.99% is thoughts. Less than 1% is actions. Now, question, does that mean that you don't have to take action? No. Okay. Look, I tried it for 5 years. I was broke 5 years. I'm telling you, it doesn't work. It doesn't. But this is the key. You have to take massive action. But while you take an action, you have to feel your focus needs to be all on your feelings and the intentions and the dream. That's another word over here. It's the dream that you're building. It needs to fuel you. Your actions should be a joy and a pleasure every single day that you're taking them. If your actions are you taking actions to make something happen, you're doing it backwards. It doesn't work, if you haven't noticed. It doesn't work. It's too much resistance. Six-figure earners, $1 million earners. What they say is, they say, work hard, work hard. Working hard only gets you to a certain point. Then you have to have energy, inspiration. You got to be clear. That is train and balance scale. I can't go over it all today, but this is the ratio. I'm gonna test y'all on this. Any questions on that? Any questions? We're gonna go over these last two and we're done finally. Okay, I had to go over these concepts early because we got to get this out of the way. Next thing we're going to go over is how to actually set the goals. And then we're going to start attacking them. That's what we're going to do next. That's going to be this first week. Y'all are going to set the goals. Whether it's money goals or it's relationship goals, you're going to set one and you're going to get it. That's what we're going to do. All right, next. Number 4, you got 4 levels of learning. 4 levels of learning. Okay? 4 levels of learning. Everybody starts down at the bottom. It's I wonder if I should say, I'll just do it. Okay. Unconscious, incompetent. What this means is you don't know what you don't know. That's why when you say, I got it, it's a bad spot because you don't even know what you don't know. That's why it's a bad spot. Because as soon as you say you got it, you don't know what you don't know still. But now you're blind to not know what you don't know. See, if you can stay on the ground, you can go, okay, I get it as far as it's going, but I probably don't know something. And it probably can help me. Unconscious incompetent. It means I don't know what I don't know. Think about this. You don't know what you don't know about your potential. Think about this. You have no idea what you don't know about what you can do. It's things that you haven't even considered. They haven't even come in your brain of you being able to do them, and you can. Think about that. You don't know what you don't know. Number 2, you go up the level. Next, unconscious incompetent. Next is you conscious incompetent. What this means is I realize I don't know. This is when you go try to do something and you fail. And you keep failing. And you fail again. And you fail again. It's like, okay, I'm missing something here. I had 6 boyfriends, all of them the same. I don't understand this. What's going on? Something is wrong here. Okay? That was me. I had the same girl over and over. I'm like, what's wrong with me? Something's happening. I became conscious incompetent. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing something wrong. Or you keep trying to start a business and you're not able to get it going. You don't know why. That means you realize you don't know something. This is a good spot to be. So, but you actually have to take action to get here. You have to take some action and realize that you don't know it. Number 3, after you realize you don't know, you go get training. After you go get training, here's what you got. You are now conscious, competent. You are now conscious, competent. That means I actually know. Problem is, you got to spend all of your mental effort to do it. Every ounce of your mind, you have to apply to one thing. That is very difficult to do. So it's like when we first learned to tie your shoes, you're like, shut up, everybody be quiet. I need to tie my damn shoes. Shut up. Because you need everybody to be quiet to tie your shoes. You're trying to focus. You got to take all your effort and put it in. That's how it is in business, relationships, spiritual growth, everything. You become conscious competent. Y'all are becoming conscious competent over this 30 days on how to use your mind. We're showing you how to think. When you learn how to think, it's going to be hard to do it, but you'll at least know what to do. These 5 fundamentals are how to think. 5 minutes to learn, lifetime to master. Number 4 is you are unconscious competent. It's in the memory bank. It's in the memory bank. You are so good at it that you don't even know why you're good at it. This is most successful people. Most successful people that you meet, you're like, how are you successful? Listen, y'all, they are unconscious competent. They have no idea. They literally have no idea why they're successful. They're just unconsciously competent. They figured it out somehow. They don't know why they're successful. They've never taught it to anybody else. And then people asking them, how did you do that? And if they were honest, they would say, I have no idea. And if you really get down to it, you'll hear them. They all say, I have no idea, really. I think I'm lucky. They'll say lucky. They'll say genetics. They'll give you some hows because people still ask, like, how? And they really don't know, but they tell you because you're asking how, so they got to give you something. But they really don't know how. Secretly, they're like, I don't know how I did this. And if you really listen to interviews, go listen to podcasts. You will always hear successful people at some point go, I don't really know. They always say that, I don't really know. I don't know. And then they start saying how right after that. That was the true answer, the first one they gave. They really don't know. I'm telling y'all, this is how they're doing it. This is how they're doing it. They don't know that they're listening to the right people. They don't know that they're putting 99% of the attention on how they feel. They feel so damn good all the time about the thing. They think about it and they feel so good all the time. And it's creating it. And they don't even know that's what they're doing, but that's what they're doing. They're doing a train and balance scale. They have no idea. This is what's going on. Okay, that's number 4, and then we're about to be done, all right? Here's the last one. Here's the last one. This is my favorite one and most important. This is my favorite one. Okay, step number 5. Man, why are you looking at me like that? Number 5, master the first 4. It's the best one. This is what keeps you humble. This is where you go, I got it. As soon as you say that, just think of step 5. You go, hold on. That's like, you got to catch yourself. You got to catch yourself. I got it. Okay, I got it as far as I got it, but I probably don't got it. Let me go back to mastering the first 4. Let me go back to teachability index. Let me bring it back down and learn a little bit more. I want to learn a little bit more. This is the best one, okay? Anybody got any questions about this? Anybody got any questions about this? Look, if you press through and you learn these, by the way, learn these like you know your name. We're going to send this out. Listen to it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Replace music with this. I'm telling you to change your life. Replace listening to music with this. Replace listening to watching Netflix with this. Replace things. Listen to it while you're in your car all the time. If you don't want to look weird around your friends, don't play it around your friends. But then play it around yourself only, okay? Just listen to it yourself. Put some headphones in. Why? It's gonna change your life. It's gonna change your life. Because what we're gonna go over tomorrow is not tomorrow, but on Wednesday is the golden funnel. The golden funnel will show you how the how happens on its own. It'll show you how the how happens on its own. And once you learn how the how happens on its own, it's going to change the game for you. You're going to realize why you succeeded. You're going to be able to now look at successful people and go, I know exactly what you're doing. I know you don't know what you're doing, but I know exactly what you're doing. And then you're going to be able to codify what they're doing and write it down and take notes. And they won't even know what they're doing. You're going to be able to write it down, do it, and then go tell somebody else how to do it. This is what this is the skill you're about to have. Think about how powerful that is. Think about you teaching your kids this. Kids actually learn it easier than adults. Adults are hard-headed. But kids, they just listen. It's like, look, how it happens on its own. Think about it, and it just feel good all day, and they end up getting what they want. I've done this with 8-year-old kids that get everything they want. Mom tell them no to a dog. I'm like, just think about it. Like, think about the mind. I don't know how. Just think about it. Go to bed and pet the dog in your bed. Every night, I'm telling you, parents end up getting a dog. It's like, what? Told you. Parents like, no, we're not getting a dog. I'm like, watch. The kids just never believe the dog. I'm like, trust me. They end up with what they want. Kids the best at it. They're the best. If kids hear this and they do it, I'm like, watch out, because they're about to get everything they want. They're gonna get everything they want. All right. All right, that's wrapping up tonight. I know I went over a little bit. Anybody got any questions about this? Go ahead. Questions, comments, observations. What you notice about yourself? What you notice about the content? What popped up in your head? And if you got to get off, you can get off. Okay? So don't feel like you got to stay. Y'all can hop off if you want. Tomorrow,
Is my mic
Wednesday,
on?
8 p.m. Go ahead.
Is my mic on?
Yeah, it's on. I can hear you, Jay.
Okay, so this is a good overview of what's happening. I appreciate the system as you call it. I'm curious regarding a couple things.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier, you talked about one's desire.
Mm-hmm.
And is there an exercise you have to instill an awareness of one's desire?
Absolutely. So we're
Is
going
that
to be
coming, or is that
that's
you
on the
gotta
way.
ask for it?
So this week, we're going to be clarifying desire. We're going to be nailing it down specifically on how to define the desire and how to start pursuing it, what not to do, what to do. That's going to happen on actually Wednesday. We're going to do that on Wednesday.
That's coming Wednesday. Okay.
That's coming Wednesday.
That was one of my questions.
Mm-hmm.
And my other question, you talked about your teachability index,
Mm-hmm.
and you talked about willing to learn, willing to change. And I'm wondering, are there other factors like being ready, being eager? Do you go deeper than just willing?
Willing to learn and willing to change is all you need to be. Because if you're
That's all you
eager to
need.
learn, your willingness is high, right? And now,
I would say eager is like a big statement. But in my work, when I was a practicing hypnotist, I talked about ready, willing, and able.
gotcha.
And
Yes.
there's different levels. And I just didn't know if you broke it down or you just made it just willing.
I got you. Yeah, that is true. Ready, willing, and able, it all factors into teachability. So, but
Okay.
when you break down the two components, like at a very surface basic level, is am I willing to learn it? Basically, can I learn it right now? And
Right,
if
because you
you
need the
can learn,
ability.
can I
There has
even
to be a
change?
certain, There has to be an ability, I agree. And then there has to
Exactly.
be also a readiness. Like if a person's not ready to change, they won't come to the course. They're not
Exactly.
ready. Right.
Exactly. So you can replace willing with ready. That's a good word. You can actually replace that. Good point, Jay.
I think I'm still here.
Yeah, I can hear you still.
Yeah, okay. Good.
Cool.
I can add something if it's okay to add.
One
When
second,
I was
because I
in,
want let's let can we let other
okay,
people?
move on. Sure.
Okay, let's let other people ask the questions quick because I know it's
Okay,
a little bit late for them. So and then we
I'll
can come
save
back.
it.
All right.
I'll save it.
Cool. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate you.
Alyssa says, I started the number 2 teachability index and wrote discomfort started next to sacrificing favorite things because those are things I worked for to get to this point. So I know reframing my mind will be a discomfort point. I'm ready. Just wanted to share.
Good. That's very good, Alyssa. I know a lot of people feel the same way. I don't know anybody felt any discomfort during any process during this process. Sarah, like, no, I felt very good. I like this.
I've been
Yeah, good.
uncomfortable since the day I met y'all.
That's a great sign too.
I don't know. I got a little uncomfortable when when I gave us the questions for the North Nodes,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Ooh, some of these questions."
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay, some of these answers, it's reflecting back to me things that I do need to work on."
Hmm. Yeah, that's good. That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Exactly what they meant to do.
Anybody else?
I
Couple
got
more, then
more.
we'll hop off.
I've got more if you give me the floor.
Yeah. Jay,
Josh,
go ahead. Yeah, Spinelli, go ahead.
so the North and South node, the South node is what we need to be working on, and the North node is what we
North
are
node,
like
you want to
working
be moving toward the
towards.
north node and away from south node. Majority of the way, you want to be moving away from the south node. Why? Because it's the comfort zone. So it's comfortable for you specifically to be in that energy. So that's the challenge. So the south node is where you're comfortable. You're already good at it. You already mastered that energy. So you can rest in that energy easier. You can participate in that energy easier. The opposite will be more uncomfortable. Your son want to say hello? Go ahead, right? Come on. But did that answer the question, Spinelli?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I have a question about the training balance scale.
Okay.
Because it's just that 99 to 0.01%. It's just throwing me because I think all the things you were talking about, like gaining skills and blah, blah, blah. I'm just you're so used to being like, okay, you do got to think about it, you do got to plan, you do got to have passion, but then you have to work. I just feel like I just have this concept of like you're supposed to work. You earn it through putting in time, putting in effort, planning it out, and doing all the actions.
Mm-hmm. That is challenging.
So switching it to just thoughts, it's kind of like my brain was just like I can't even conceptualize just thinking about it and
yeah,
then not and then taking the hands off the wheel.
yeah, that's challenging. Now you won't be not taking action. You will take action. So remember, the action is automatic, but the challenge is believing that you have to do those things. That's what's making the success happen. So if you just an easy experiment, look at the people who do all the right actions but still don't receive or don't create. That's because they don't have the right energy while they're creating. And it's not only thoughts, remember, it's energy. It's the vibration that you're in. So that creates through the actions. So if you do actions to make something happen, you'll get results, but only to a certain limit. You'll get results to a certain limit. Past that limit, you can't go because you have too much emphasis on the action. And like I said, this is the majority. This is the majority. So that's the reason why, I mean, six figures, that is where, and that's not a lot of money. Six figures is not a lot of money. That's where everybody's working very hard. When you go up to much, like listen to any billionaire or anybody who's just very, very happy with what they have. They are at high levels of whatever they have. They speak a lot less about action and much more about consciousness. spirit, energy, feeling, vibration. But it doesn't mean that they're not taking action. And we're going to learn that on Wednesday. You'll realize if you're doing this technique correctly, when we teach you the technique on Wednesday, if you're doing the technique correctly, you will want to take action. You will love it and won't be able to not take action because it feels so good. And I'm talking whether it's go to the gym, that's how it's going to feel if you're doing it correctly.
I'm picking up.
Good. And also, that's a good lesson on teachability. It's hard to change the thinking. So that's teachability index. I'm learning, but that's a little hard for me to accept. That's the willingness to change kicking in right there. So you got to always go back to teachability index. How willing am I to change this thought about action? If I can understand it, I'm not going to just blindly accept it. But if I can get the right information, if he can explain it, I'm willing to change the way I think. That's willing to change in perfect action. So thank you, Ebony. That's a good point.
Can I add that?
Yeah, go
Something
ahead.
like you're willing to learn, willing to change because of the reward.
That usually is it. And we'll actually talk about that too. A lot of times, if the desire is bigger than the fears, you'll do it. Your willingness to change, your willingness to learn and change it's high because the desire is bigger. The only thing that'll stop that is if your fears are bigger or your doubts are bigger and you just don't believe you can do it. Once the doubts are bigger or the fears are bigger than the dream, then you stuck. You have to shrink the goal to something that you can actually accomplish. And it's within your belief system until it expands. And we're going to actually talk about expanding dream capacity too. So, and Jay, I know you got an incredible ability to dream. So, I mean, yours is unbelievable. So you advanced there. So, good point. Very good point. Very good point. Thank you, Jay. Okay, anybody, Jay, you want to ask a couple? Anybody else got any questions before Jay goes? Because I want Jay to be able to say what he's saying. I know a lot of people have to hop off.
We just wanted to say hello, Josh. My son.
Let's hear it.
Hey.
Hello there.
What's up?
Hi.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
It's good to see you here. I see you in the building.
Thank you, Josh.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you, Craig.
You're
See
welcome.
Peace. We love Craig, man.
Yes, we do.
We love Craig. Okay. Jay, did you have something else that you wanted to say?
Well, I'm the add-on guy here. I would say that you've made a great presentation. You put a lot of information out for us to absorb and clarify. The one challenge that I might have is using different language because I see some of these things with a different lens, but I like your lens as well. One thing I wanted to talk about a little bit, which is earlier language. The south node to me is the comfort zone, as you call it, and the north node is the clarity zone because we got to get clarity on where we're going.
That's a good way to put it. It's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it because that clarity, that's definitely true. Now, with the north node, it does compel. So you'll notice that it's the one area that you'll feel compelled to go into the discomfort. You can't help but just feel like I need to go in this direction. That's what you feel. You just feel like that, even though it's uncomfortable. That's the one area in the chart that you'll feel compelled. You'll feel compelled. But that clarity, that's a really good way to put that. That's a good way to put that. That's a real good way to put that. Okay, I want to be respectful of y'all time. Thank you for jumping on. Listen to this over and over again. Look at your notes. Rewrite the notes. It's going to be a lot of writing. It's going to be a lot of listening, but it's application from Wednesday. Wednesday is going to be set goals, figure out how to set goals and actually move the needle. That's what we're going to start Wednesday, and that's going to carry on for the rest of the time. All right? So I love y'all. Y'all have a beautiful night.
Thanks.
You're welcome, y'all. Peace.